Research, research question, which antioxidants are most beneficial to concentration? These are our names.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. I can't see because, the research project from last year was called, which foods best help concentration? So based off of this question, we kind of like made our question, and it was in another way it was similar to our project because they used blueberries as a control, and we also used blueberries. And yeah, the study concluded that blueberries were the most effective with an average of 56% score increase. And what else? Since blueberries contain a wide range of antioxidants, we were curious to find out specific antioxidants that were most effective at aiding concentration. So by aiding concentration, meaning like helping it and like making it maybe like having a better score in our test. And we use a control of strawberries, blackberries, watermelons, and blueberries. And yeah.
So, in the brain, free radicals cause oxidative stress, and antioxidants counter the free radicals. So as a result, there's less oxidative stress, and so we wanted to know if reducing that stress would help with concentration, and this is what we're researching. And we didn't know if it would affect short term, and we know it affects long term. So with this like quick test, we want to test if it affects the short term memory.
Yeah. And a real life example is Huntington's disease, and antioxidants really help.
And also having excessive oxidative stress can lead to long-term effects such as Huntington's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and memory loss. So we know that it has an effect on memory in the long term. So this made us think, hey, does it have an effect on memory in the short term as well?
Oh, this is our procedure. Who's doing this one?
So first, we found 20 random students who would participate in this. And then the second thing we would do is we conducted a brief memory test to establish the control of the measurement. And after we established a clear schedule for the food, for food consumption and measurement, and then we instructed the participants come during lunch and then we would basically meet with them in the beginning, and we would give them a quick memory test of 20 words. And during that test, the participants would have before, and they would have 45 seconds for 20 words. And then we repeated this procedure for each fruit. Yeah.
Okay.
In order to test the students, we used Fry's third 100 words list.
And each test was different words.
In order to test the students, we used Fry's third 100 words list, which 20 words of was given to students to read over for 45 seconds before they recited to us, which they remembered. The number that each student remembered was their score. The words in this list are, quote, sight words, which are easily recognizable for students of all ages. Since, as you could see this picture, this is what we used. It has 5 different columns. So one column was for the control, and the other 4 were for each fruit. So they were the same kinds of words, yet they were different. So they were the exact same challenge. And yeah, that's how we did it.
These are just the words we should test.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our facts and variables. We got blueberries, watermelon, blackberries, and strawberries. So this is the different kind of fruits with antioxidants we used to test the students. So below, here, let me use my phone. So this is the facts and variables, and below is why. It's kind of why we chose them. So you see, for blueberries, we have 7.2 milligrams of vitamin C, and then 0.25 milligrams of manganese in this house, and then that's for everyone. And each control has a um, different kinds of like vitamin C in it. Yeah.
So this is our data from our testing, and this is the amount of words remembered that each student got with each food. So the first student, for instance, got 5 words on the control, 7 with blueberries, 6 with blackberries, 7 with watermelon, and 8 with strawberries. And we color coded our graph to show the best score with each fruit, the second best, third best, and the worst score, just to see if one fruit specifically had constant best scores or worst scores.
And also, as Sam was saying about color coding it, you could see that consistently strawberries performed the best, or they were tied for second. When they were tied, so they either came in first, second, and in one case they tied for second and third. And you could also see that consistently, but not always, blackberries a lot of the time were the worst performance. So using this, we could really interpret which foods, like the trends in terms of how students performed after eating each food.
So this is our graph, and basically you can see the control: blueberries, blackberries, watermelon, strawberry. And we chose to use a bar graph because we averaged all the scores, and that's a way of representing our data. And so yeah, so some limitations and errors that we what had to deal with is not knowing if one of the kids might have ADHD or any other conditions that might cause them to like have different concentration than an average kid, or not asking how much they slept the night before.
That can be another error.
Yeah, sleep's a big one.
And being and also being able to complete our data, the environment that the test was taken was different. So we didn't always consistently take it in one specific room. We took it in various classrooms. So it might have been louder than the one before. And also we don't know if the student ate food between the tests or
And let me add on. There can be like a day when the student had 3 tests, and then after the 3 tests, he has to do this. So that can affect his concentration in a different level too.
Okay, for this, we conclude that the best antioxidant for increasing mental concentration is vitamin C. Since strawberries were the food that constantly preceded students' best performances on the tests, we know that one of its many antioxidants contributed to that score. And since strawberries have such a high volume of vitamin C, I think they might have like 42 milligrams, something around that. we believe that's because of vitamin C. Also, as you can see, that our second best performing fruit was blueberries. Blueberries didn't have as much vitamin C, but had a few other antioxidants. And the third best was watermelon, which had the second most vitamin C. It was tied for it was second a little bit. It was tied for second and third a bunch of times, and a few times it was third. And we think that's because vitamin C was the only antioxidant that had a large volume of it in watermelon compared to blueberries, which has a wide range of antioxidants. So yeah, our conclusion is that vitamin C is the best for it, and that there are other antioxidants that are effective, but that vitamin C is by far the most.
And one other thing is that although we've come to this conclusion, the amount remembered, like the amount of words and the percent increase from the control in each fruit is such a little difference. We don't actually know if the vitamin C or any specific antioxidant was the cause of this. It could just be that with this fruit, more words were remembered.
And it's not like last year that had a 56%.
Yeah,
Like,
our data.
this is just like really like if most like 10%, not even. Like,
Tim's right about that though, that there isn't such a big difference considering most antioxidants have an effect. Yes, some do have a larger effect than others. That's what we researched, but it's not like if you want to focus for one day, you need to specifically take one antioxidant to even get an effect. You could have multiple different antioxidants, and your effects won't be that different.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I stop sharing this?
All right, thanks, guys. It is not easy to go first, so very well done. We now have a few minutes for questions. If the group members, you guys can actually open up the managed participants list, and then if anybody has a question, they can virtually raise their hand, and you can just call on them, like in class.
Wait, what should we do?
If you open the participant list, you can see their hand.
Galore, you have a question?
Yeah. What was the reasoning behind choosing this experiment? Like, what was your thinking at the start? Why?
We know that there's so many different kinds of antioxidants that exist. And last year there was a project that basically had a wide range of foods, and only one of those foods was a large source of antioxidants. So their conclusion was antioxidants are the most effective. Well, there's a whole wide range of antioxidants that exist. So we were curious for this year's project, as far as the legacy project, to see if there was a specific antioxidant that contributed to the increase in focus and concentration. I'm Yali.
Yeah, Ellie.
How did your results compare to your prediction?
So we predicted that vitamin C would be the most effective antioxidant, and we were correct.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
Or is that another one?
No.
All right. So I had a couple questions myself. At one point, I think you mentioned that you know that there are long-term benefits to antioxidants.
Yes.
Was that based on your research?
That was based on our research, and there were specifically effects that affected long-term, mental performance, which included memory loss. Well, it prevented memory loss. It prevented age-related disorders or diseases such as Alzheimer's. And so we were curious, since it affects the same region of the brain, is there also a short-term effect as well? So that's what we were really seeing. If there was an extension, that even if it was less evident, there was still an effect that was short-term.
And then
we didn't actually test that. That's just information we found
What do you mean?
while gathering data.
Yeah, we don't know specifically that causes it from like
Research.
our own research, but we do know from other people's research that it does.
And so when you did your background research, the long-term benefits of antioxidants were shown. Did any of that research say anything specifically about vitamin C, or was it antioxidants more general? I guess, what led you to the prediction that vitamin C would be the most effective?
I mean, vitamin C, we went to the vitamin C just because there was a little research that said that, like, vitamin C, like in the long term, helped more with preventing memory loss, especially like as a result of age. So we were thinking if that specific antioxidant has such a profound effect on that specific area, and it's all in the same region of the brain. So we thought that there could have been a relationship between them.
And then, so yeah, that's something that we just did find. Like, we looked up just as we were curious, and it wasn't so much our prediction that said that vitamin C would be the most effective. It was just like proving that that like was true.
Yeah, I think we already knew, like even before that hypothesis, that vitamin C would be the most effective because it's just like, yeah.
What do you mean by proving that it was true? Was your research question that vitamin C is the best antioxidant, or trying to figure out which antioxidant?
Oh, so our research question is like, which is most beneficial to the brain, and we vitamin C. That's what we found out, and that's what we predicted too. So, yeah.
Okay, great. Does anyone else have another question? All right, well then, another virtual round of applause for you guys. The next group